The sun was sinking behind the hills of Mavunda village, spilling a blood-orange glow across the mud walls of the Kande family's compound. Inside, the world of a young man named Estin was crumbling in silence. He was 20, lean and soft-spoken, with eyes that carried more fear than youth. For years, a darkness had lingered in his life, a secret no one would believe. His older sister Tryfina had stolen his peace long ago. She was 3 years older, beautiful in the way people in the village admired, but her beauty hid a cruelty Estin bore alone. It began when Estin was just 16. At first it was small, an uninvited touch, a whispered command when no one was around. Then it became relentless. He learned to live with the shame, burying it deep, wearing a mask of normalcy in front of others. His father, Kande Sr., a stern but loving man, never suspected the pain hidden behind his son's polite nods. On that evening, when the air was heavy with the scent of roasted maize, Tryfina came into Estin's hut again. He sat by the bed, reading an old torn booklet. She stood in the doorway, the dying light outlining her figure. "You know what I came for," she said in that low voice that twisted his stomach. He didn't want this. He never did. But resisting her had always ended in threats, guilt, and the deep fear that she would ruin him before the family. But this time, fate was watching. As she pressed closer, forcing him back onto the bed, their father's footsteps approached. Kande had returned early from the market, his brow wet with sweat, his hands still smelling of cassava roots. The sound of the doors swinging open froze them both. "What is this?" Kande's voice was like a thunderclap in the small room. Estin scrambled to his feet, shame and fear flooding his face. Tryfina's eyes widened, her mouth opening, but no words coming out. Kande's gaze shifted between them, confusion giving way to fury, a fury that was not just about what he saw, but about what it meant. "You, my own children." His voice broke. He moved forward, and in the heat of rage, grabbed a wooden pestle leaning in the corner. It was meant to scare them, to shake sense into them. But when Estin tried to step forward to explain, the pestle swung, too fast, too hard. It landed against the side of Estin's head. The sound was sickening. For a moment, the world seemed to hold its breath. Estin's knees buckled, his body folding to the ground. Blood pooled beneath him, soaking into the packed earth floor. His eyes blinked once, twice, then stilled. Kande dropped the pestle, horror consuming him. "No. No, my son." His cries shook the walls. Tryfina fell beside Estin, her trembling hands lifting his head. "Estin, please." She whispered his name over and over, but his chest no longer rose. The weight of years of her sin crushed her in that instant. She saw his still face and realized there was no undoing what she had done. No apology that could drag him back from the silent edge. Outside, the evening breeze rustled the banana leaves, as if nothing had happened. The sky burned red, the same shade as the blood that now stained Tryfina's dress. That night, in the darkness of her room, she heard her father's quiet sobs in the next hut. But it was the silence of Estin's absence that haunted her most. The silence she had created long before that wooden pestle ever struck him.